Good evening. This past week has been a eventful one and I do not mean that in a good way, in the world. First, today is the 21st anniversary of the September 11th terror attacks in the Twin Towers attacks that took place on September 11th, obviously, and 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 this past week, the world now knows that Queen Elizabeth II has died. She was 96 years old. So our thoughts are with everybody. One in the with everybody today in the thinking about 9/11, and our thoughts are with. We have a couple of UK listeners, so our thoughts are with you and the entire world as we all grieve the losses of the 9/11 victims and Queen Elizabeth II. We will now take a brief moment of silence, and following that, we will go straight into the countdown. Hello and welcome to episode number 27 of the All Things Sports Podcast. My name is Zach Bischoff, and I am not going to bring Danny in yet as I have a couple of administrative things to go over. First, I need to preface this by saying everything with me is all right, but um, in October, will be having an operation. Again, I am fine medically, everything is perfectly fine. I'm just having a routine operation here, so I will be, well, this podcast will likely be taking I'm going to be a little conservative and say 3 to 4 week break. Um, I will not be able to record for at least 2 weeks, but I'm going to be conservative and say 3 to 4 weeks. I will be providing updates on the Twitter account and through Danny, and maybe hopefully do a pre-recorded message or two. We'll see where my recovery takes me. There's not a high risk procedure, just something that needs done. It's not an emergency or anything, but I want to leave it at that. So during that 2 week period, we're going to try and pre-record some stuff, and we are going to do something that I am calling sled hockey stories, as Danny and I at one time played on the same hockey team. We do not now, however. I'm going to now bring Danny in, and we will discuss as I welcome him to the train. My name is Zach Bischoff, and he is
Danny Shanhoser.
Thank you. And yeah, so what we're going to do is we are going to, and this will be audio only for this, just because we may have to get a lot of these done very quickly. So it's just easier for me to, and I apologize if I sound a little bit congested. I am getting over a little bit of an illness. I'm sounding pretty good today.
You're always sounding good, Jack.
No, not always. Should have heard me a couple days ago. But so what we're going to do is we are going to talk about, let's see, what do I call it? Stories from the trenches is what I'm going to say. Just about stories that, Danny and I have traveled on many, many tournaments to Michigan and not Lake Michigan. Let's hope Danny's dogs do not infiltrate the room as I hear a tuba being played in the background.
Yeah. So that's a different distraction, but I just want to say that should not affect the podcast here.
Hopefully, and if at any point it does get too bad, I will just hit Danny's kill switch on his microphone here. So, but we're going to leave that be for now. So yeah, we will we'll put an episode out. Hopefully, I wanted to call it Slow Hockey Sundays, but I wanted to do this podcast earlier, but our schedules did not line up at the time that I wanted to do it. And also, we do apologize for a late start, as we were not all fully prepared for a 7 o'clock start as I had scheduled. But we're here now. So we will get that out at some point. Once again, audio only. So the plan for today, with all of those administrative things done, will be to analyze the Steelers' Week 1 overtime win in Cincinnati by a score of 23-20. As I pull up the box for here. So, Danny, while I'm doing that, would you like to provide your thoughts on the astounding defensive performance for the Steelers?
Yeah, for sure, Zach. And just real quick, I mean, Zach touched on it on the open, but
I'm sorry, proceed.
Obviously, no, just want to acknowledge here that with the obviously today is September 11th, the day we're recording this podcast, and just want to acknowledge that in the scheme of things, with September 11th and the Queen passing away, that sports take a backseat to all of that. But so just wanted to kind of give extend my thoughts to all of those that are affected by those events. But yeah, with that being said, that was quite the game, Zach. And there's so many different places we can start, right? And so, like what a game, Zach. What a game.
Yeah.
Because that game could have gone in so many different directions. I mean, I don't think we should have been in the position that we ended up in, considering we forced 5 turnovers and won the turnover battle 5-0. Man, I
Yep.
mean, our defense. I think that's the most obvious place to start. Our defense balled out today, Zach,
They did.
and I just they have just really I knew they were going to be good. I knew that Miko was going to be very good. I knew that TJ Watt was going to have a good season, although hopefully the injury is not too bad and you can still have a very productive season, which I think he will. But yeah, man, I mean, you got Cam Hayward getting interceptions, man. When that's happening, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And I just
I'm sorry.
no, and I just I'm excited to see where it goes from here. I mean, obviously, our O line is going to be an issue, and
Yes.
our offense was not the greatest in the world today. But a win's a win, Zach, and curious to hear your thoughts about
Yeah.
all of that.
And also, Moore took yet another holding penalty in not the best spot. So that needs to the O line. We said this for years, has always needs to improve. Yeah. So as we go about the analysis here, the Steelers box score, the passing breakdown. I will need you for a moment, Danny. The passing breakdown for Mitch Trubisky, 21 of 38 for 194 yards and 1 touchdown. And let's see, receiving. Well, or not receiving. I'm sorry, rushing. Najee Harris. I hope his injury is as I bring us back both on the screen. Let's hope his injury is not too bad. It doesn't sound like it is. I did not listen to Coach Tomlin's post-game press conference. And so let's see. Najee Harris, 10 rushes, 23 yards, 2.3 average yards per carry.
That cannot happen, Zach. Like that just cannot happen.
No, it cannot.
Because and I honestly think I saw something on Twitter have this point here, and I had to jump in here because I completely agree with it, man. Our offense is the best, and I get it's only week 1, and I might be overreacting, but our offense is the best when it's in the 2-minute drill. I mean, you saw the way Mitch Trubisky was just dropping dimes, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And that's in the 2-minute drill, we just don't think, and I almost feel like because of how many. Like you saw how many trick plays we had, and a lot of those razzle dazzle type of plays worked really. But I feel like we got to figure out better ways to get Najee the ball. You know what I mean? Because
I'm sorry,
that's just not sustainable. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
And I noticed a lot of these, and they were saying this on the broadcast, which I think could have been better. A lot of these, offenses and the Matt Canada offensive system is a lot of motion, is a lot of pre-snap motion, a lot of end around, a lot of trickery, and I don't think you could do that last year with Ben Roethlisberger. I think we have Trubisky or Trubisky rather. You have him, and he's more mobile. He really had to show his legs today. I mean, he was a couple times. Well, they ran at him a couple times, but they never sacked him. It was 5-0 in the sack department, I believe, too. But yeah, I think that now that we have a more younger, more mobile quarterback, I think we can truly see the subtle nuances of the Matt Canada offense.
Go ahead. No, and I just think that like you were saying, Zach, we'll really see kind of what we have for this specific offense. You know what I mean? Because I think we can run it effectively. I just think the most glaring concern to me, Zach, especially that first drive that we had. If any of our listeners watched the first drive or any of the game, I think they can relate to this. How it kind of seemed like that short passing attack was kind of like exactly like last year, especially for those first three passes in our first series here. So that is what I'm a little bit concerned about, because if we're still having issues like that, then our offense is going to struggle against teams, because when we do hold on to the ball, it's gonna just not be good. We're gonna get negative yardage, and we're gonna end up behind the sticks, and then we're gonna just have a bunch of 3-and-outs. And I know it's easier to say that, and not like it's easy to say that, and it's only one game, so we can't overreact. You know what I mean, Zach? But but I'm just kind of worried. But I'm just kind of worried on how how the offensive line and their struggles are going to impact what we can do.
Yeah, it's our offensive line, like I just said, needs to be better. And I'll also issue an update on both of my fantasy teams here in a moment. Let's see. Let's go to the Bengals now. Joe Burrow, the lovely quarterback for Cincinnati. 30. I don't know why I said lovely there. Excuse that. 33 of 53 for 338 yards, 2 touchdowns, but that is overshadowed by not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 interceptions. For a quarterback passer rating of 67.3. I think, I think the national, excuse me, one moment. I think the national broadcast always talks about Joe Burrow and like Jamar Chase. Like, let me pull up where's Jamar Chase at here? I cannot find Jamar Chase's stat line. Daniel, can you get on that for me?
Yeah, sure. I got you, Jack.
I thought, I'm actually like, and we haven't even talked about the overtime yet. That's a whole other topic.
Oh, we got it. That'll be.
And also the preliminary reports from the Steelers on T.J. Watt are not good. They're saying that the broadcast caught him saying, quote, "I tore my pec." And that is not good. We'll obviously undergo scans to confirm that if that is true or not. I'm assuming tomorrow or maybe this evening, but I'm guessing tomorrow based on time. So I hope that because I think the Steelers. What do we think their plan is if T.J. Watt is out when extended?
Well, I think that changes the whole defensive scheme, honestly.
Yeah,
because he is such a game wrecker, and he is such a game wrecker that like I mean, obviously we got Malik Reed for that reason to kind of give TJ Watt a breather here, but you don't want to give TJ Watt a breather,
No, yeah, you really don't. I mean, he had a tip, he had 1 or 2 pass deflections, he had a fumble recovery, and 1 or 2 sacks, I believe. So that's going to be a big shot to the gut if TJ Watt is out for an extended period of time. And we're already at 20 minutes. Did my opening monologue take that long? Let's see. Let me just Google real quick here. Let's see. I love sickness, don't you? Let's see. Jamar.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Jack. I should have gotten that up for you, but
Jamar Chase. Oh yes, also Jamar Chase also hit the gritty when he scored Was that him? That was him, right? They scored. They hit the gritty. Or who was that? Somebody.
I
Somebody hit the gritty. I think it was DeMar Chase.
I mean, you got to hit the gritty, Zach. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking about this. That might be a go-to celebration, man. If I like talking about it in my life, and we'll get back to football. But talking about if I score a goal, right? I am seriously thinking about, depending on the circumstances, of doing the gritty, because the
Oh,
gritty
yes.
is a awesome dance move.
Yes, also, and we will talk about that in Select Hockey Stories. You look for that on all of our audio platforms in the next couple of days. Hopefully, next week we're able to get one or two of those out just as a pilot, and just to see how those particular episodes do, just so we know what to prepare for. Whenever I do have to leave, my surgery is scheduled for the 19th of October, so hopefully we can do an episode on the 18th, just so we can, we will talk more extensively about final plans for how we will proceed during that time as that gets closer. Your sister is playing tremendous tuba in the background. That is lovely background noise. She should take it. She should take over the intro music. Spring.
Oh yeah, we might have to get her on that, huh?
Open that, yeah. It stands out. Open that door behind you, and just how about bring Timmy Trumpet in here? How about that?
Oh yeah.
I am not allowed to play the song that I'm referencing, but I'm pretty sure. Look up Edwin Diaz "Walkout," and you will understand. You will understand the legendary status of that song. That's not being played on tuba. All right. Anyway, what else we gonna do?
Got to talk about the overtime, huh, man?
Oh yes, overtime.
I mean, that was insane.
Hang on a minute.
That was insane, man. I mean, what more can you say about it? I mean, we shouldn't have even been in that position. I keep saying that, but if we force 5 turnovers, we should not go to overtime. But I knew that, and I was talking to my family, and I were all watching the game, and we knew that the Steelers were gonna make it close, because that's kind of always how it goes. But dude, I was just kind of astonished about how the overtime period even came to be, because before we talk about overtime,
we got to talk about the fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
And the two missed field goals in it.
Yeah,
within the last minute.
I know, and then dude, so obviously for those that didn't watch the game, so the Steelers were up by 6, and we'll start at the end, and we can kind of work our way to the beginning, if you will. But the Steelers were up by 6, right? And they punted away, and I don't know how much time Cincy has to drive down the field, but it's not a ton of time. But they do have time because the Steelers did not manage the clock very well in the waning moments of the fourth quarter.
But do they ever?
No, we never do, Zach, because it always seems like the opponent is always driving down by 6 or 7 with an opportunity to win, tie, or lose the game. We never really know.
Yes.
It varies on a given week, but yeah, since he scores with 2 seconds left on the clock, I believe, and it was on a 4th and goal, I believe.
Yes.
And dude, how about Mika Fitzpatrick? That is why you pay that man a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because oh my goodness, he blocked the extra point.
Yeah.
Oh my! How often does that happen, Zach?
Well, actually, I feel like in more than average. Well, the last couple of years it's been, I think, in my opinion, I don't know what the average is, but I feel like it's been above average.
Well, yeah, because I remember I was watching the Florida State LSU game, and
yes.
That's how LSU lost, because Florida State but yeah,
Well, I think we'll recap. We'll throw Pitt, Tennessee in there just to fill a little bit of time because we're at 25 minutes and probably 10 minutes of that is my monologue. So we will uh, extend the podcast a little bit. Hopefully we'll be done by 8. But floor is yours.
oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say like, obviously Mika blocked that kick to get us in that position, but then you got Cincy and their new long snapper who couldn't really figure out.
Which is backup tight end, by the way.
Yeah, I mean that like what a situation to be in week 1. That's
Oh,
what we gotta realize, dude. There are 16 more games to be played, and this is a hectic ending to one of them, man.
yes.
This is only one game, and I feel like it's been 5.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
like,
there's already
I feel
also
like
been a
that's
tie in week 1, by the way, but we'll get to that.
I feel like that's kind of how it always kind of transpires anyway. But
Yes.
yeah, to get where I was going, right? McPherson obviously they missed a kick in overtime, but then for those of you that didn't watch the game, Chris Boswell then so it's at overtime. Chris Boswell then misses the kick off the upright.
Yes.
Off the upright.
You should have heard the sound.
It was.
I am not able to replicate the sound, but look it up. You'll be able
I mean,
to hear it.
I am sure. I am convinced that I heard it outside of my house, the echo, because
Yes.
it was so loud, man. And I was like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, like what is happening?
Yes, the announcers, I believe, said something to the effect of, "That's us. You could probably or no, I forget what it was like.
You
Something
can
like
hear
this.
that.
You can hear that sound all the way back in Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati are not that far away.
Yeah.
I believe like an hour and a half down, or over Interstate 70. I guess. Or
Yeah, but
whatever.
then man, because then you got to think like, since you missed 2 field goals, man, in overtime, and I really didn't think so. So since basically they drive down again and they have a field goal, and they miss the field goal, then we miss the field goal, and then they miss the field goal, and then we get it back, I think, and then that's when we have to drive like the length of the field in 56 seconds, and Money Mitch Trubisky leads us all the way down to a 53-yarder or something like that, and Chris Boswell nails it, man. Just a little summary recap to those who didn't watch that game, man. But like, I was blown away, Zach. I really was. I keep saying that.
Yes, sir.
I'm kind of at a loss for words.
I need to fix just something here real quick.
And I mean that might have been the craziest game that I have ever watched in my years of watching football, because I've just never seen a game just be in so many different directions. And that's what I think we gotta like. It easily could have been Cincy on the other side of that, and that's what I think that like we can't. It's like it's week 1, whatever. Like, so I don't think we can be like predicting like, oh, because the Steelers pulled out a miraculous win against Cincinnati that we're going to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, I hope so, but I don't really think that's that realistic. But I mean, overall, I mean, I just think that is a gritty win. That is what we want to do. You know, we're not going to like, we are not going to like be the Chiefs of the NFL. That's not who we are. We are going to methodically drive the ball down, or try to methodically. I don't know if we do drive the ball down methodically. Our offense.
We really don't.
but yeah, and then like I just think our defense is really what's going to, and I'm talking like more just down the road here, Zach. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Our defense is really what carries us, what is going to carry us this season, man.
Yep.
I mean, I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I think that both the offense and defense really need to gel together really well because there was probably 5 or 6 times today the defense had to build the offense up. So
Yeah.
so we will hopefully see how that progresses as we move forward this season. And now, briefly, we will now recap. This has been planned like 5 minutes ago. We will now recap the Johnny Majors Classic, the Tennessee Volunteers versus the Pitt Panthers. Obviously, the score, I believe, was 34-27 Tennessee in overtime. Unfortunately, Pitt needs to clean it up. They need to clean it up. Their team, I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, but the team was very, was a lot of people were in,
Yeah.
lots of, including Hayden Slope. That's concern. That's concern.
And that's, I mean, yeah, like that's what, I mean, just to kind of like, obviously, I predicted that Pitt was going to win this game, and I give credit to Tennessee, man, for coming in there,
Yes.
Zach.
What were your thoughts on the officiating crew?
Officiating, football officiating, don't you love it, Zach?
SEC officiating. I love
I
to know
didn't think it was
that.
very good.
It was not very good. Meanwhile, legendary local radio man Bill Hillgrove was, I guess there was, I know, I listened to most of this game on the radio, but Bill Hillgrove, Pat Bostic, all of those lovely local characters here, they do a great job of painting a picture for those listening in the car or wherever they plan to be going. For me, it was hockey practice to play and share the ice with this guy over here. So, also, it's great having you back out there. I never thought I would share the ice with you again. Anyway, they were saying I guess there was a face mask call that I don't understand. That they throw a flag, and then the following phrase is said: "After discussion, there is no foul on the play." Then why'd you throw the flag? If you throw the flag if you see an infraction.
Uh-huh.
And I don't get, there's what, 6 officials, 7 officials? I think it's 8, 7, 6. I don't know. Some number like 6, 7, or 8. I don't know. Anyway, you know, it annoys me when like everybody like when they start overriding each other and everything else. Like it really annoys me. Like there was a bunch of complicated calls. Like somebody, when an official throws his hat in football, that's to indicate a player was out of bounds or stepped out of bounds at some point. And there was a call, I believe they said he was forced. I think they said he was forced out. And I don't remember. It was some kind of situation that, and I am rambling on too long. But yeah, I think just generally think, well, first of all, SEC officiating needs to clean it up.
Yeah, because even Zach, even in the I didn't see this Alabama Texas game, but there was apparently a really bad pass interference call on Texas that led to Alabama getting that game winning field goal.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that like that's a general rule. I feel like all officials and officials are human. Officials are human. They're gonna make mistakes.
Believe me, we know that. But we'll save that for Sled Hockey Stories.
No, but like,
and Danny, I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
There was a particular instance that I'm thinking of now. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think as a general rule in college football there needs to be less, and the NFL for that matter, there just needs to be less call. You gotta let guys play a little bit more.
And I feel like in college, anytime you see that I gotta shut the thing off. Hang on. Okay. Background is off. Anytime you see this in college football, I'm like, oh god, here we go again. They seem to, and that's the signal for targeting. Anytime they call targeting, I feel like, and I've said this on this platform before, they overcall targeting to an exorbitant degree. I think that yes, their head contact. I mean, you're not going to eliminate all head contact, all helmet contact in the game, but I think you call it too much. In the NFL, you only see it once or twice, and we don't see it. Oh well, we don't see it often at all, at least
Uh-huh.
here. And we will need to wrap this up here soon. So I will need you to briefly give your thoughts, and then we can wrap this up for this evening.
Yeah, I mean, just real quick on the like the Pitt Tennessee front. Obviously, coming off of a win like Pitt did West Virginia, it's easy. I feel like Pitt might have gotten caught up a little bit in that, and going from playing West Virginia on a Thursday night to playing again at home on a Saturday, that's probably got to be tough. I'm just curious to like obviously like Slobis went out injured. One of our offensive linemen went out injured, I believe. Although that could be. But yeah, I'm just curious to see kind of because we play the infamous Western Michigan, Zach, and Rhode Island these next couple of weeks. So
Yes.
hopefully, going into ACC play, we can really kind of get a couple good weeks of reps under our belt. Hopefully
Yeah.
beat the teams that we're supposed to beat. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It should be interesting. I believe Pitt does lose their ranking in the top 25. I believe.
Yeah.
I think. Well, they'll drop if they don't. If they even keep it. I think you lose it if you're upset. I don't know.
Yeah, but, well, it'll be. I mean, I think because they factor in, and this is a little bit of. I mean, I'm not the college football committee by any means, but Tennessee was ranked 22nd, I believe.
Fourth, 24th,
24. Thank you, Zach.
Your hockey number.
I should know that. I should know that. No, but like I because I think they'll drop. I don't know if they'll drop out of the top 25. I think it'll depend on other games, just because of like how. I mean, like because losing to the 24th ranked team in the country when you're 17th isn't like super embarrassing. It's not like.
No.
But yeah, that'll be. I don't think we'll be ranked. I don't think so.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll get ranked again at some point. I have a feeling, but not if you lose to Western Michigan or whatever.
If we lose to Western Michigan, I mean that would just be not
again
kind of tragic.
Yes. Now again, I don't know. Well, I don't think rankings matter because Pitt's not big enough to get into the college football playoff.
Yet though, Zach, because especially
even though there's this new 12-team format, but oh wait, that doesn't take effect until 2026.
But you gotta what we gotta do, Zach, is keep building. Keep building the program, Zach.
Yeah. All right. Oh wait, one more thing. I forgot to mention this on my last podcast. It was my birthday on, and yes, it is I am now 19. I am now 19 years old.
Big 1-9er, Zach.
Yes. It was my birthday on what day is that? Let me get a calendar. My calendar. Where's my calendar? Last Tuesday, the 6th, was my birthday. If Danny would like to sing happy birthday to me, please sing that now.
I don't know if I'm going to sing happy birthday because that might be exposing my my voice there, which isn't the best.
All right.
But
all right,
yeah, but
I will not
no, Zach, I meant to do this on our last podcast because that was, I believe, the eve of Zach's 19th birthday. But
yes, well, at least when we were recording that episode came out on my birthday. I should have named it my birthday episode, but I
that would have been sweet, huh? But yeah, I mean, Zach, obviously, buddy, happy birthday, man.
I think I'll go in and change that. I think I can change that.
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah. No, happy birthday, man. Obviously, I wouldn't how do I put this? There's nobody else I'd rather there we go. There's nobody else I'd rather talk sports with on a weekly basis, man. I love doing this.
Hopefully weekly basis. All right. And briefly here, I will provide a fantasy football update on both of my teams. One of the leagues run by former podcast guest Ethan Spazarski, and let's go that league first. Why not? let's see. I am currently have a slim lead by about a point, and I was losing big to this individual, and I am now projected to win. So there's that there, and I am winning in my other league with my that's run by my father, and I am done with 139 points. However, I am projected to lose as all of my guys are done, and my opponent still has Cameron Sutton and Leonard Fournette, and the Tampa Bay defense, which will play in just under a half hour here. And with that being said, we will wrap it up for today. We look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. And until then,
Bye for now.
uh,